Peeps, we are back. 30 days of feeling, day number, because I feel like wearing them, I'm going to do it. Oof. To be honest, it's day number 20 of 30 days of feeling. I'm very excited for it. However, these glasses look so smudgy, and I just honestly have no idea how to make them better. It almost looks like they're just permanently scratched, which is horrible. Like, I don't think I can make, I don't know, I think something got in between this, like, it's pretty upsetting. Anyway, that's life. 30 Days of Feeling, day number 20. Stoked for this. Great video today. I'm very amped to make it. On top of that, posted in my men's group the other day my first course video for the Presence, Peace, and Power Leaders to Legends course. What an incredible experience that's been to create as well, and I'm just feeling good. So today, as we get into it, we're going to be feeling into self-talk. How do I feel about my self-talk? How do I feel about my negative self-talk? How do I feel about my positive self-talk? The reason that we're going to go into this today is because I think it's, well, first of all, it's something that I noticed this morning within myself during my basketball practice. Every week I do a one-on-one session with my coach. And I notice a lot of things about myself. One of them is, how's my self-talk? How's my inner communication during practice when I'm not getting something right, when I'm not doing well, etc. I'll get to that in a moment. But I think this is a really relevant topic because, you know, in the men's group, we have a call every Wednesday and we're talking about lots of things. And one of the things that I think a lot of the guys and men in general struggle with is what's going on internally during moments of adversity, moments of insecurity, moments of I'm not sure about myself, I'm not sure if I'm doing things right, I'm not sure if I'm progressing, I'm not sure, like, what is the default communication that we have going on? For me, obviously, presence, peace, power, legends find a way. Those are things that I try and instill in myself. Patience as much as possible. I speak to myself during these types of moments. But the purpose of today is for me to communicate my self-talk to me, and simultaneously for you to communicate the self-talk you have to yourself. And I think those will be some of the questions I have in the reflection section underneath in the caption, are questions about your self-talk. Where can it improve? Where is it good? Where can it be amplified? Like, you're doing great and you want to make it even better. And where does it really need to come up in order for you to have more success, more growth, more insert, whatever it is you're looking for in your life right now. So, as always, I recommend starting with like a pen and a pencil, and a pen and a journal, rather, a pencil journal, whatever, and writing it out. But you can do it any way you want. For me, I just like to speak it out too. So that's what I'm going to do today. So here we go. Day number 20, 30 days of feeling. How do I feel about my self-talk? I feel like my self-talk is phenomenal. I feel like I'm always speaking positivity into my life, or if I'm not in the best place mentally or emotionally, I'm speaking space and patience into myself to pull out and extract what it is that's actually upsetting me, annoying me, bothering me, etc., and then working through the emotional energy behind it, or whatever it is. But I want to zip to this morning, because this morning I noticed an area where my self-talk isn't as good. And that's like in practice. Sometimes when I'm not getting a new drill right, I can be really can get really frustrated really easily, and it totally throws me off my game and my rhythm. Like, I'm just not, I slowly start to lose focus, and then I just get frustrated and annoyed. And then everything that the coach is sharing with me is kind of just not, it's falling on deaf ears, because I'm so fucking annoyed with myself because I'm not able to do something that I think is really simple. So I think the first thing that I constantly have to remind myself of is I'm a beginner at basketball still. I literally just started actually playing in the last few years, and I never had any formal education in it or training in it until last April. And I've been practicing once a week, mostly between last April and this April. And man, in the last year, I have gotten so much better. I can't tell you how many people at the park I play at, or just in general, like, bro, you're getting better. Like, you're so improved. It's amazing. Like, keep going. You're going to become a beast, this, that, the other. So I just want to give those guys a shout out, my Patchery friends, for just always supporting me and loving me and rooting me on. But I also need to address this other part of myself that can just be really irritable because I'm just not going as fast, or not picking things up, or it's not clicking. And I think for me, I have a really high standard for myself athletically, and I want to be able to be a game changer and a game impactor. And I feel like when I'm not able to do that, it makes me feel like I'm not that good, or I'm not as good as I could be. And I want to work to become that, but it takes time. And I think that the self-talk this morning is just a reflection of me wanting to There it is. Me wanting to cut the lines. There's no cutting the lines. I'm going to fail so much more in basketball. I'm going to miss so many shots. I'm going to miss so many layups. I'm going to miss so many passes. I'm going to turn the ball over. I'm going to lose the ball. I'm going to get stolen from me. I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm going to look like a pussy sometimes because I don't know how to use my body fully. Like, there's infinite things that are going to make me insecure about my game. And I just need to be really conscious on being a beginner and being a student, because I don't think that I care as much about making mistakes as I make myself think I do. And that's where a lot of the issue lies, is the self-talk that isn't as good, which is like, come on, Graham, like, pay attention. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stuff like that. Like, focus, dude. Like, stuff like that. But the tone. I think that all just stems from me just like knowing what I'm capable of and not seeing it. And then instead of doing what I normally do in all the other areas of my life, or most areas, which is like build myself up, slow down, take space, regroup, come back, take action, focus, kick ass, I have a tendency just to want to push through it. And this morning I noticed, like, even in practice, I was doing that, and I was like, there was a moment where I was like, I just need 30 seconds. 30 seconds, I walked off, talked myself through it, let go of some frustration, came back, and I nailed the next 4 fucking shots. Like, boom, 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 boom. It was super cool for me to kind of observe that. And it's very, very hard to like coach myself in the middle of this, like, especially from a mental place. But I feel really good about how I handled that. And I know that in the future I can do better and better with it. So I'm amped for that. And I feel like that's an area my self-talk can improve. An area my self-talk is really, really great is just in life in general. I'm just a very relaxed, and I've trained myself to be a very relaxed, calm, and detached person. Meaning I'm just not overly concerned about what happens or what's happening, because I know that every moment things are changing, and a lot of times things are working for me even if they don't look like they are. And so it's way easier for me to let go of my business milestones and, you know, my career milestones and weighing the impact of my work and wanting to compete. I don't feel any competition in my career at all. I think that what I do is very unique. I think I only do it my way, and I think I understand that my style is special. It's for me only, and I think that just makes it easy to understand. There's not really a comparison. It's just I'm my own person doing my own thing. So I don't need to compare myself with any other coaches or any other businesses are running or how much money they're making. And if anything, I'm proud of the fact that I've been able to just keep it cool and not let myself feel insecure about how other people are doing. I feel really, really excited about the life I've created. I feel like I have no stress, or the lowest stress that I've ever had in my life. I've earned the most money I've ever earned in my life. And I have the most upside and potential, and I have the best, deepest, most powerful relationships I ever had. And that just like, that's winning to me. That's winning isn't even the word. That's just a beautiful life to me. And so there's no competition. There's no game to win. There's just a life to enjoy. And I feel like if I can bring that energy and that type of self-talk into basketball, just enjoy it. And I think that's always been something at my athletics have been an area where I judge myself really hard. That is something that can really change my life for the positive. It's just continuously kind of slowly diffusing that like hyper competitive version of me. Not saying that isn't good to have, and I think it is amazing that I have it, but I probably could leave it out some areas or tone it down sometimes, especially when it's not really helping the situation, like in practice where I'm trying to do the drill and I'm just getting frustrated with myself and annoyed. Like I could just, be, dude, you're a beginner and you're new. This is gonna suck. You're just not gonna get it right. Probably. If you do, great, but if you don't, that's great too. We're out here, bro. That's all that fucking matters. And that's what I always say to myself in all their situations is we're out here. That's it. I'm taking steps forward. It doesn't matter how big the step is. So that's what I'm going to say to you, Graham, right now is, dude, you're taking steps forward in all the things that excite you in your life. Basketball, music, Xbox, playing PUBG with my friends, my career as a coach, the community that I'm building, Leaders of Legends, men's group. I mean, oh my gosh, the retreats, my writing, my videos, this series. Like, I'm taking so many strides forward. I was reflecting, I haven't even been out of my mom's house for 5 full years yet. That's just so mind-blowing. I've grown so much since I moved out, and it's just begun. My whole life has just begun. So, as always, first thing is a breath, then the space, then the positive reinforcement, which is today, Graham, you're doing an excellent job, bro. Especially with basketball, bro. You've improved so much, and there have been so many people that have mentioned specifically, Graham, you have gotten so much better. And that feels so good to hear. It really does. It It really does, because I put a lot of effort in, and I really want to be as good as I can be. I want to be great for who I am. I want to be my greatest basketball player, so to speak, because I just like to do things all the way. That just feels so good to me. So I just am so grateful for having people that believe in me and having people that support me, and being willing to go out there and practice at 7 a.m. on a Thursday morning when I just don't need to play 7 a.m. on a Wednesday morning when I don't need to be consistent and be out there and practice and push myself to try new things when I'm playing with people who've been playing their whole life and who are just masters, and I'm a beginner. And so I just give myself a lot of credit for stepping into the ring, because that's where the sauce is, and that's where my growth is, and I feel like I do that well. So it feels freaking great. I feel like my self-talk is, like I said, just overall, it's fantastic. I feel like I am constantly reinforcing myself, and usually reinforcing people to some degree. Makes me yawn. That makes me feel peaceful. But I also feel like self-talk is something that I think I used to struggle with really, really hard. And I would be so critical of myself and so hard on myself. And dude, you're being stupid. Like, why are you this? Why are you that? Why do we have to be like this? Why did you do that? I just had no inner alignment and no inner communication. It was almost like my mind and my intuition were moving in different directions, and they weren't connected at all. And when I don't feel connected, I feel very powerless. I feel very vulnerable because I'm in chaos. I can't make a choice all the way. All the parts of me aren't moving in the same direction. It's like me moving in 8 directions at once, and I'm end up not getting anywhere. And that's why self-talk is so powerful, because it can be the thing that makes or breaks you. And I think for a lot of men, they want to be made. They don't want to break, but they feel so much pressure that they're about to break because they don't have enough support around them or understand how to support themselves at a level that can help them make themselves into somebody. They don't have training in how to actually build up a human being. And that's not easy. And I've made it my life's practice to learn that and to master it to the best of my ability and to practice it with who I am. And so I just want to encourage everybody who's watching this to step into the uncomfortable situations and scenarios where you are treating yourself poorly or you have negative self-talk, and I want you to assess it and address it. I like that, assess and address. We want to assess it and address it. We want to assess, where am I speaking negatively to myself? What am I saying and why? And we want to address it. These are no longer things that I'm going to say to myself. I'm going to say this instead. These are no longer things that I'm going to tolerate. These are how I'm going to handle things. Like, for example, this morning, it didn't take me long to assess and address. I assessed the situation, which was I was getting way too in the weeds of this one drill, and I was getting in my head about it, and it was really annoying me to the point where it made it really hard for me to like focus at all. And so I started to address it. I was like, all right, coach, I need 30 seconds. And I hate doing that, by the way. It's the worst. I'm like, damn, I really need 30 seconds. I don't want to let him down. I don't want him to think that I can't do the drill. I want him to be excited to coach me. But I needed 30. And I talked to myself, worked through it. I assessed it. I addressed it, came back. Felt way better. And like I said, I hit the next 4 shots. I did every fucking drill perfect. It was amazing. That's an example of that. But yeah, assess and address the self-talk. And I also think this is so important too. It's like, looking back, and even now, there's so many times where if I do say something that I don't agree with or don't align with or don't think is true about me, I'm very, very conscious to immediately change that. Like, Graham, we don't believe that. Let's punt that. We're not doing that. Oh man, dude, you're being fucking stupid. No, dude, we're not stupid. We're frustrated because we're beginners, and that's okay. Right? I have to coach myself. Okay, this is like the most important thing for you gentlemen out there. You have to coach yourself. You can't let yourself get away with talking shit to yourself, being mean to yourself, because that's the way you're teaching yourself how to have success. So if you have success, but the way you do it is by beating and berating yourself, the only way you're going to feel good is if you beat and berate yourself. But that's not very successful for a sustainable experience for you, for your partner, for your family. Like, how would that feel if your family just has to talk shit to you or make you feel like crap in order for you to feel good? That's silly. No, this is something that I can be consciously focused on and pay attention to, and most importantly, just be mindful of. And that is this: just when I catch myself speaking something that's untrue of myself, I'm going to stop. I'm going to address it. I'm going to assess it, then address it, rewrite the script, rewrite the line of code in my mind, and move forward. And whether you're saying that you suck, that you don't have power, that you're weak, that you're insert anything that you feel like is bringing your energy down. That's the thing that we need to start addressing. And I promise you that the moment that your mind starts to work for you, not against you, your life is going to change rapidly for the better. But most importantly, you're going to feel the most peaceful you've ever felt in your life. And then what's going to follow is you're going to feel the most strength you've ever felt in your life, the most power. And that's something that I've lived and experienced within my own body and mind and soul. But I've also coached hundreds of people, maybe even thousands at this point, to also accessing. And it comes from the same place, is that when we speak, we need to be conscious of what we're saying. And if it's something that's not true, we want to change, or we know we don't want to believe or move forward with, then we need to address that it's not something that we want and why. And then we consciously discard it to the graveyard, so to speak, for those Magic the Gathering friends. Or for the people who don't know that, we just punt it as far as possible away. Punt. And then we reprogram with the positive, which is, dude, you're fucking great. This is a practice. It's going to take time. We will become proficient in it. So let's regroup and let's move forward. And I promise you that practice on repeat, compounded over time for the rest of your life, is going to result in you being a really incredible person and capable of a lot of amazing things, but most importantly, a really calm and peaceful person who just is not in inner conflict. Like so many people I see and meet, there's just so much inner conflict. They're just not connected to themselves. Their mind thinks they need to do one thing, and their soul wants something totally different. But physically, they're acting out something even beyond both of those. And it's just like, dude, there's just no continuity here. You're in chaos. And like I told the guys in the Presence, Peace, and Power lesson number 1 here and now, if you're not in peace and you don't have peace within yourself, then you're in chaos. And that's a very, very challenging place to operate from, because it means that everything around you is constantly changing and you have no idea where you're going, why you're doing, how you're doing it. You are unable to find peace and thus experience power, right? Because first we need to be present, and then we experience the peace of reality of presence. And then the power of presence comes, which is, holy shit, like I can change, I can take action, I can do things differently, I can make moves. None of that's possible from chaos, though. You might think it is, but it's really not. You may be able to do things, but you're not doing them to the best of your ability. You may be able to perform, but you're nowhere near your final form. And I think that doesn't apply for most people. They don't give a shit about what I'm saying about final forms. But for those of you who are, leaders already and want to be legends in your life and want to take everything you're doing to the absolute highest level you can, you're going to need to learn how to access a deeper rooted power and change the fuel source, which is a present fuel source versus an external fuel source. And that's just me ranting about fuel sources and energy and whatnot. But anyway, self-talk. It's massively important. I'm going to drop some really good questions underneath here. I recommend taking a moment to do them. I feel really good about my self-talk this morning. I really improved. I'm getting better. And it's not easy for me. Like I said, I've always been someone who's really hard on themselves. Really hard. And especially when it comes to athletics, I want to really perform at the top, and I take that really seriously, and that costs me sometimes because I make it a game I can't win, because if I'm not perfect, then I suck. And dude, I'm never going to be perfect, so I'm always going to suck, and I don't want to suck. I want to be awesome, and being awesome and being perfect aren't really the same. I can be awesome without being perfect, and I'm training myself that I don't need to be perfect to be awesome. And that's the practice in basketball. And I've been, here it is. I've been awesome lately. My passing is improving. My court vision is improving. My shot is improving. My free throws are improving. My driving is improving. My court vision is improving. My court IQ is improving. My stamina is improving. My strength's improving. My discipline's improving. Every single thing that I am doing athletically is improving dramatically. And I have people constantly mentioning to me, bro, you're getting in shape. Bro, you look really lean. Bro, you look good on the court. Bro, you look this. You're strong. You're this. There's so many signs. So, Graham, I just need you to pay attention to those, bro, and just really accept them and receive them. Receive the praise and the applause and take a bow. Hint, hint. That's a book I'm going to write. For your greatness, bro, because you're the man. Thanks, dude. I love you. I love you too. That's what we're here for, bro. We're here. We got your back. We're together. We're a team. We're a unit. And it's through this vector that we are going to do amazing things. And that's how we've seen success in all these other areas of our life. And that's how we're going to see success on the floor as well. So shout out to you. And now continue to speak positively to yourself and others, and good things will happen. Okay? And that felt good. Positive self-talk, super simple. Can take you really high or beat you down absolutely all the way to the lowest point you've ever been. Don't recommend that. Questions will be underneath, but I hope that you can see the usefulness of this practice and the power of your words. And all I want you to remember from this video is just like be conscious of them. And it doesn't matter what level you're at, like they still hit. Like that little sequence I just had for me felt amazing, and I needed that today. Like it hits. It's literally a practice, and I don't care how quote spiritual you are and how conscious you are and what you're connected to and what dimension is giving you this insight. Like if you can't speak to yourself like a human being and you can't lift yourself up, you will go down. And there needs to be this marriage of this intuitive awareness and this ground up presence. And when those two are together, there's just this light, man. It feels good. I can feel it right in here, right now. It feels powerful. I feel connected. I'm a human being having quote spiritual experience. I'm a spirit having a human experience. I'm both, and I'm fine with that. It doesn't need to be any more deep than that. That's me ranting about just the ridiculous amount of quote spiritual people out there that just overcomplicate everything and aren't satisfied with a lot of things. And, I'm all about being content and just enjoying what's here, because that's why we're here, is to enjoy it. So that's my 2 cents on something that probably isn't that relevant here, but maybe it is to those of you listening. Anyway, self-talk. Let's practice it being positive. Self-talk. Let's be conscious of when it's negative. Self-talk. Let's make it something that we pay attention to day to day. Self-talk. Let's make it and do it our way. First, we assess. Then we address. Then we reprogram the self-talk with positive-ish. Like I just spoke to myself, which felt so freaking good. And then we get back on the court and we cross somebody up. We take it to the cup. We lay it in. We shake their hand after. And we call it a great day, great workout, great life. Cool. My friends. Oh, I didn't even know I was over here. 30 days of feeling. Nice. The freak, where was I? 30 days of feeling, day number 20. We're cruising, we're cooking, we got good things coming. I'm going to keep this series up. I think there's just so much value in it, and this is the beginning of many other videos that I'm going to make. And also, I'm just practicing making videos, really. I mean, are these my best videos? I have no idea. I think all of them are useful. AF, worse for me, hopefully for you as well. But I'm just getting more comfortable just being myself in front of the camera, but also in front of strangers that don't know me and don't know how I think or how I operate or how I am. Because, I don't share everything with everybody. I don't talk to everybody every day. So I'm just here by myself. All that suffice to say, I appreciate all of you for tuning in, for paying attention, for getting involved in my life, and for hopefully evolving yours. And so I wish you today, and always, presence, peace, and power be with you. Legends find a way. Yellow maracas are goated. Be good, be safe, myself always. Peace, peace.